Hey.
Step back. Just get loaded.
Yes. There's so many bears up here. Things get a little bit more extreme weather-wise up at elevation. You hear that? But that's the beauty of being out here, are these close encounters, and this is cool. There's always hope that there's a big one somewhere. Well, we made it back. We're back in here where we've hunted the last couple of years. And man, we built ourselves an extravagant fence for our horses. We've got like a solid acre fenced off, and they're just happy as clams. So yeah, we're in good shape. We just need a big bull now. Protected from the bears. We did hear a chuckle over here, so we're gonna go see if we can't locate something tonight, but it's finally cooling down, so they're gonna be talking. It's gonna be in the next hour and a half or so. Let's go see what we can find. Searching for bulls in this vast, unforgiving country is a daunting task. There are a few elk around and a lot of predators, but there's still hope of finding a big mature bull. Look at the size of this grizzly bear turd. That is a huge turd. Watch out for bears. This country is huge, so I'm gonna let the glass do the walking. Oh, he's big. He's not huge, but he's big. Maybe 350. Maybe get the spot. We haven't really said anything tonight because it's been stormy, the wind's changing, so I don't think I'm gonna bugle tonight. He's cruising over here now. That looks like a 330 bull. This first bull I spotted was on the move and moving fast. After a quick glimpse at dusk, we didn't have a play on him. But we'll be right back here tomorrow morning, hoping we can relocate him. We're in what they call Hell's Acre because it was a nightmare getting here, and it's gonna be a nightmare getting out. A lot of deadfall, kinda sucks. But we're just gonna keep going along this burn edge and bugle as we go. Who knows what you'll kick up. We were working our tails off just to find elk. It was hot, dry, and there are very few around. We're covering huge amounts of country just to try to locate a mature bull that's within striking distance. Of course, it's easier said than done.
not going to feel threatened, so he's not going to push his cows away. And it's a bull calling cows bugle, so the cows aren't going to leave either. But we got up into his zone and then challenged him when we got within 100 yards. And he came right down to meet us. So that's just a good example of what we do this time of year. When they're cowed up, and that's press them. If you got cover like this, press them, get in tight, and they're gonna come confront you. So, man, if he was just a little bit bigger, we're a ways in here, so I don't need to shoot a 5x6 just to shoot a 5x6. It's been kind of odd this year. There's elk around, but just no bugling. Young bulls, no mature bulls. Not sure what's going on. Well, we know there's a carcass up over here. And we got a wind going like this. So, it's still pausing over there. This is just kind of a way to test and see if they're a good bear or they're a bad bear. They're actively hunting. They're super hungry. It's a dry year. There's so many bears up here. It's like we're on a different planet. These bears haven't been hunted for 30, 40 years. And they're completely overpopulated. And so there's not a second these deer and elk aren't getting hunted up here. It's almost too bad to see. There's not a lot of elk and deer left. But there's always hope that there's a big one somewhere. That's number 5 in a day and a half. A day and a part of another day.
You might ask why I barked at that bear. It's simple. I wanted him to know I was in the area. I saw him first and was ready for him, so I have the upper hand. A move that could save your life. The alternative is that he rushes in on me when I'm actively hunting and calling for elk. Then he has the upper hand, and I'm more susceptible to an attack.
These elk, they just never cease to amaze me. I've been glassing in this basin below, and I was like, yeah, I'll look for sheep. So I'm looking at the tops, and I spot this bull up there. Really big bull. He's definitely a shooter. But he's at like the very top of the mountain. It's sheep country. There's nothing up there. He's like cliffed out. But he's looking. This is what we need. This is what we need. These bulls are still in summer mode. They're not cruising very much. But this bull, he's cruising. And he's gonna come. He's gonna have to come all the way down here. Just what we need. Great bull. Not a big framed bull, but he's got really long points.
Seeing a bull and killing the bull in this huge country is just plain hard to do, especially when he's a few miles away. Our hopes are to move his direction tomorrow, and maybe we can turn him up in a nearby basin, close from where we last saw him.
Hey, step back. Just reloaded. Yes.
We're gonna have a little bit of fun and test out Hornady's new backcountry defense ammo. So we're gonna have some fun today with doing some bullet testing, specifically their new dangerous game handgun bullet. And this ammo is specifically built for, you guessed it, bears, bear country. Here we go. Let's go test some of these bullets straight from Hornady, backcountry defense ammo. All right, so when I'm shooting, I always like to have my backpack on, because if I'm hunting and having to encounter a bear practicing, I probably have my backpack on. So I like cinching this chest strap up, get these backpack straps kind of away from your shoulders and in, so you don't get all bound up. So that's just something to keep in mind. Any chance that you can get to get out and shoot your sidearm that you're going to be carrying in the backcountry, in bear country, do it. You're only as good as how good and how many times, how often you get out practicing at the range. And when you're in the moment, you're in the situation of a bear charging, let me tell you, it gets really intense. But there's a lot to it. And once again, if you don't practice and you don't get out and shoot your handguns constantly, you might as well leave them at home and just bring bear spray. So keep that in mind. All right, we had a lot of fun out here today. Check them out, Hornady Backcountry Defense. I know these are gonna be in my magazine this fall. You check them out too for your sidearm of your choice. They offer a lot of different calibers, from 9mm to a 500 Smith & Wesson.
It's a Grizzly.
Hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Step back.
Just reloaded. Yes. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get.
Wow. Whew, that'll get your heart going. That just shows you how tuned in these bears are hunting elk. They are literally hunting elk. Well, in all my years of doing this and elk hunting, I've never had a bull randomly walk down a mountain, feed in a thistle patch for 40 minutes, 32 yards, and then come walk down and lay 10 yards from us. I mean, you could hear his stomach gurgling. He's mowing these thistles. That was something special. And little did that bull know how lucky he really is.
Okay, so we're doing a little moisture management on our gear. Got caught in that monster storm last night. So we just got our pants hung up in this Peaks teepee. I like the teepees. Check out this drying rack up top here that they did. It's pretty handy to be able to dry stuff out, especially at the top part of the teepee. You got a stove in here. A lot of that warm air is gonna obviously settle up there, heat rises and stay up there. But just hanging, your pants up overnight, getting that airflow around them is really gonna help them dry out. So we're focused on that. And then we have, this is like just a wind shell layer, light insulation, but just like a wind overall general weather resistant layer. And it got a little damp, so I'm drying it out. So here's my little tip. I take my stove and I light it, and I just use it for, some heat to dry out, maybe more of the core components if they get really wet. And I'll just take, 20 minutes and do this every morning. Now, this is not like a long-term solution or like a smart heat choice. You don't want to heat your tent with this thing, because any duration, if you don't have proper venting up top, you're gonna get carbon monoxide poisoning. So this is not like recommended to like heat your tent with or do anything like that. But for a small portion of maybe just cutting some of the moisture, maybe out of your hood or the back of the neck of your jacket or whatever, I will do that and just hold it over and just trap that heat like this. And obviously you don't want to burn your clothes, you don't want to melt your polyester, but trap the heat, and this will cut that moisture level out of it. So it's a little bit more comfortable to put on, the following morning or this morning. So keep that in mind, but we're packing up and we're getting out of here. We got a little gap in the rain. It's supposed to snow, but we're just kind of getting everything packed up inside the tent. We're gonna load the horses and head up for the trailhead.
I'll admit it, we got our butts whooped in the backcountry this year. It wasn't due to the lack of effort, I can tell you that. There isn't always a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So let's relocate to another state on a general tag where expectations are a bit lower for a quality game of cat and mouse.
Well, we woke up this morning and we were getting our things together. And Tim says, I heard some chirping up on the hill. And so we go out and look, and we can hear like antlers tinkling, clackling, and a couple calf calls. So I let out a few calls, and this young bull comes running down. It's a good example. If we wanted to kill that bull, if we were like dead set, we had to kill that bull. As soon as he came down into the trees, we take off and just run down this trail as quiet as we can, or fast walk, and cut the distance, and we could have killed that bull very easily. But that's what happens when you sit back where you call and you have one caller and you have a wide open meadow. It's gonna be rare that they come in close enough for a shot. That bull was 84, I think, is the closest he got. But just a good example, less than ideal spot, right by camp, right on the edge of a meadow. You don't want to call on the edge of a meadow. Yeah, a fun little experience. A young bull. It's interesting. They're not talking. They do not want to make any noise, but they're slowly getting in the mood. So we got some rain last night. It cooled down, so I think today and tomorrow's gonna be better. It's gonna be a little bit cooler, but at least there's a few elk around. Still haven't heard a good bugle.
This is early season, so the rut really hasn't kicked in yet. This is the time when they're rubbing their antlers and building muscle. Testosterone is at yearly highs, so they can be very territorial. I located a distant chuckle, but he'd only respond to my bugles. He wasn't talking much, but I hoped he'd stand his ground if I pressed in on him.
There he is. We're making a move on a bull here. He's just right up on top of that. It's still early morning, so we gotta be careful with our wind. We're gonna come in below him on the shaded side of the hill. And hopefully we can get a shot at him. Still a couple hundred yards. Good hit. It's a little bit low, but quartering away hard. I was getting dizzy. I can't see straight. What? Well, we played it perfect, and I owe that to my camera guy a little bit, Tim, but he came in quiet. He was 30 yards, and I drew because he's coming in quick, but then he held. He hung up at 30, and that's why I practice my drawdowns, my letdowns. I let down, and he didn't see me while he was looking this direction. He had some stuff in his way, but he called me out. He kind of did that chuckle and then bark and was getting to leave, and I sunk it in like quartering hard away. It's a little bit low, but we'll give him time, and just he has no idea what happened, so that's what we have on our side. That was exciting. I was starting to get tingly in like my arm. It didn't want to work. I still can't even talk straight because I was holding for so long, starting to get tingly and lightheaded. But we made it happen. Oh, yeah, baby. There he is right there. He didn't go anywhere. Well, man, I love the chess match of these. We replayed the footage. Obviously, it was a little far back. Hey, leave me a comment. Was the shot too far back? Old gut shot Pickar at it again. I had that nice quartering away. His shoulder, his head. It was blocked by the trees. Look at the exit. Look at the exit. Look at that, right behind the shoulder. He ducked the string a little bit because he was alert. Big old bodied sucker. Heck yeah. I'll take that. I will take that for a little general unit, but it came out perfect. It came out perfect. It's been tough here this week, and it's been quiet, and we've had a hard time finding elk, and we've had a hard time finding a bugling bull. And this bull actually didn't even give me a few bugles, just chuckles. That's what he liked. He liked chuckles. He didn't like cow calls back from me. He liked that piping high pitch bugle. Not too aggressive. I didn't want to sound too big, but I just worked right in on his territory, and he came sliding in looking for me, and it worked perfectly. I love this stuff. Unbelievable. Check this out. He was in his bed. It was sticking out the other side. Busted the arrow. So it was just sticking out the far side and it broke off. Thing's in good shape, could shoot it again. It's not even bent. Yeah, evolution hide right there. Awesome. And just like any bow hunt, there's a reason to celebrate, and that's a quick, clean kill. There's a lot to celebrate here. We got a lot of work to do now, but it's good, clean, beautiful work. I love it. Last load. It is kind of nice just skull capping a bull because you don't have that extra load, the head and the cape and whatnot, or even just a euro. But camera guy has both boned out fronts and the tenderloins, and I have hind quarter, all my gear, and the rack. So last trip out, 5 hours later.
Shot picker, he's one of a kind. On beyond the grid, you never know what you'll find. With a can of kippers and a swig of beer, it's laughs and guts when Tim is near. Gut shot picker, he's one of a kind. On beyond the grid, you never know what you'll find. With a can of kippers and a swig of beer, it's laughs and guts when Tim is near.